So this is where it already gets interesting, because I wanted to know what you think the state of the EVE economy and EVE ecosystem is like, right? And why is that important? If you have been living under a rock, because we are in a violent restructuring of the EVE ecosystem. There's been scarcity brought on by CCP for the past 2 years almost, and a lot of the raw materials were severely restricted in the past years. That changed a couple of months ago, where more resources were introduced. However, with the several mechanics, such as the waste mechanic introduced, that it hasn't been received as well, and it hasn't had the effect of flooding the market with resources either. But so yeah, nice responses to the bright slides. So that is why I wanted to know what you guys think of the economy is at. So you can see here that 53% of you, remember, of 230 people that took part. So this is a significant amount of players. Granted, these are the smarter, more moderate traders on in our community, or among my viewers. The spreadsheet nerds. Severely leaning towards spreadsheet nerds, but still I think quite significant. So 53% say generally okay. Some tweaks are needed, but overall direction is good. And then a few people also say that better than ever. I love it. So you could say that about 60% are carefully positive or positive about the environment or the economy and the ecosystem. That's surprisingly positive. 37% say not good, and then again you have a few people that say terrible, literally unplayable. And again, I chose those responses, right? So these are not the responses that it was multiple choice. They clicked on one of them. That's just to make things easier. So overall, leaning positive, right? And that's not what you would expect if you look at Reddit, if you look at other Discord communities. I'm sure you would have expected something much more negative. Are you feeling any direct negative impact from the scarcity measures implemented by CCP? So this has been going on for a year or two, as I said. Who's feeling that impact? 37% say not really, so not really feeling any scarcity impacts or any negative impacts. The rest of them, so just over 60% say yes, they do feel negative impacts, and it's very evenly spread out between moving away from a play style, not being able to afford ships. Young Assassin, thank you for that Prime sub, man. Or another reason, right? So yeah, 60% feel the effects, but overall are positive about the economy, judging from the previous question. Interesting also, how would you rate the job that CCP has been doing in the past year, so in 2021? 1 being the worst and 4 being the best, from basically terrible to fantastic. The consensus seems to be leaning towards 2, so not great. That's about half of all respondents say out of a scale of 4, I give them a 2. The average is somewhere between 2 and 3. So leaning towards the not so great. Then we have, are you hopeful that CCP will fix the major issues? So are you, the issues that you see, whatever the issues are, you can interpret for yourself. But are you generally, when you look at the game, do you think CCP will fix the stuff that is broken with it? Only 16% say yes, absolutely, but 50% say possibly. So again, here we have almost 60% saying, slightly positive or very positive. And if you go back to the previous questions, it's probably split in the same way, where again you have 35 to 40% saying probably not or definitely not. I gained a ton of net worth for doing nothing over the last year. Market speculation is definitely one reason that our community is probably not feeling the effects so much, or it's not bothered as much by them. Because among the traders, I think a lot of people actually profited from scarcity. Turd Ferguson, as a trader, I don't have a problem with CCP's changes. Always is to be made. As a person who enjoys PvP and other activities, not so much. Yeah, that sums it up quite well, probably. This is just basically a question asking what you do in game. This is so that we can understand who the people are that are answering here, and unsurprisingly, most people answering here are traders. So 80% of people taking part in the survey do some market trading. Then we have 53% doing industry, 55% doing exploration, and 50% doing small scale PvP combat. 35% seasonal activities, and again, multi-pick was possible here, right? So this is to look at the portfolio of things that the people do. Abyssal Space, about a third of you. So it's quite spread out. I mean, it's 50% of people that participate in PvP. So it's not like it's people that are exclusively sitting in a station and trading. Yeah, guys, there's a raffle going on, ! Raffle, if you want to win one of those venture syndication skins. Interesting here. We hardly ever get to do these surveys and kind of find out what the net worth is of people. So on our Discord, which probably leans towards the wealthy, I won't deny that. But we have 50% have a net worth between 10 billion and 100 billion, and yes, that's a big range. But again, I would call that like that's the expected normal range, right? People that aren't either long-term veterans or large industrialists or large traders, that are going to fall somewhere in between 10 billion and 100 billion, right? I would say. You then have 25% that are between 100 billion and a trillion. And yeah, I couldn't verify this, right? There was no way for me to verify this. This is relying on people being honest. And you have 16% between 1 billion and 10 billion. Below 1 billion, you have very few. Those are probably new players. And then you have over 1 trillion. That's just a handful. So, between 10 billion and 100 billion is the sweet spot. And then you have, very interesting, how many active Omega accounts do you have? This is, I really wanted to know this because I use this number in a lot of the calculations I do when I do data modeling for EVE. And so here you have it. We have a few people that don't have Omega accounts at all. I guess people, especially people that are doing the Zero to Plex challenge that I have on YouTube, that are playing with an alpha account or that have recently quit because they were raging too much. 29% have 1 Omega account, 23% 2, almost 19% have 3, and almost a quarter of the community has more than 3 Omega accounts. So that's very interesting. That's not as high as I would have pegged it. I know, of course, I know many people that have more than 3 accounts. I just didn't think it was going to be a quarter of the communities. That's big. And not even I have more than 3 right now. Ironically, if you're following our Discord, you might have seen me complain about CCP this week because Eve partners get one account free, right? You get one Omega account free if you're an Eve partner, and the way that happens is you get attributed Omega time once a month or once a quarter, along with a little bit of Plex, and this month there was a glitch. It was Office Space in New Eden. There was a glitch, and I didn't get my Omega time, and I didn't get paid. And that doesn't seem like a big deal unless you're Oz and you're running a couple trillion in funds, and if you fall back to alpha, those fees start hurting, man. Those fees start hurting. So I was furious for about 2 minutes, and then I recovered, and then I saw that that a lot of the incurred fees. So the phase was only about 12 hours where I bounced into alpha. And in the end, it ended up not being that huge of a difference, but a few billion for sure. So that's mildly infuriating. And the only reason I can't be mad at them is because CCP Swift, such a nice guy. He's he brings across those messages so that you can't be mad. All right. How long have you been playing Eve? Longer than 5 years is 42.6%. Between 1 and 5 years is 44%. Between a month and a year, 12%, and less than a month is basically no one. That's not surprising. That's pretty much along the lines that I expected. And then we have: are you planning to attend FanFest in Iceland this year? Just a few people. 7% are undecided, and 90% say no, and that's also not surprising. Just a Cookie TV, you are attending? Is that right? Perfect. I might be. Although apparently there's not a discount for Eve partners either, so that's to me that's kind of cheap. Why wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't you want your partners to be there? But hey. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you, because you guys, I mean, in the previous chart. All right. I just want to say thank you because you can. This is very, very nice. I asked you how my stream compares to other EVE Online streamers, and over 70% of you said that it was fantastic. So thank you so much. There's 3 of you that don't like it so much, but you're still watching, or you're just hanging out in the Discord. So even you, much love to you. All right, that's the survey. I think our RAF was over as